Yep. Yes, we can.
Yep, you got us.
What happens is and I know my just like give it as his parents might be expected financially. No, it's like it's on. I don't care what you want. I'm not paying that. I'm paying this. Scholarship. Okay.
That's your
Six.
Hey, I'm Kate. Nice to meet you. Hey, Todd.
Sound.
Down there somewhere.
Welcome, everybody, to Wood Forest Bank Stadium. I'm Chris Herron alongside my partner, Dalton Jernigan. Two storied high school programs here meeting today in Clutch City with two stellar senior classes. From Keith Tinnell to Nick DeMeo, from Rich Moses to Mike Pressler. Dalton, the action today seems palpable. It seems like these high-powered offenses, these stellar senior classes on defense, have the ability to really take it to the next level here.
Yes, and historically, these games have always been competitive. Last year being the largest gap where the Woodlands lost to Highland Park 12-5. I gotta believe Highland Park has the edge with their specialty group with senior goaltender Ben Abel, Loyola commit, and Frank the Moose Musa, Quinnipiac commit, who could do it all. He really reminds me of a throwback Kyle Harrison. He has the ability to contribute everywhere on the field, not just facing off. Combating that is going to be the Woodlands senior offense personnel led by Sloan Walker Stewart and a very athletic group of midfielders, Cooper Starkey, Owen Markle, and Logan Bremner.
As we mentioned before, Mike Pressler, former Duke head coach, most recently the head coach of Bryant for the last few years, is facing off against Nick DeMeo, product of the Maryland Terrapins. Stellar attackman, also played a little bit in the midfield and learned from offensive genius and mind, J.L. Reppert, who is currently the head coach of the Holy Cross Crusaders. And I got to tell you, Dalton, I think there's going to be a little bit of X's and O's in mindset rather than just the Johnnies and Joes here.
For sure, Chris. Pressler is continuing the tradition of Highland Park coaches coaching at the professional level. As it was just announced Thursday, he will be the new head coach for the PLL Atlas. Nick DeMeo will have his work cut out for him today, coaching against the 40-year NCAA veteran. No matter what he throws at Pressler, I'm sure this won't be the first time he's seen it. I have to imagine DeMeo is going to have to really lean on his youthful energy to relate to his players today.
Well, the stage is set. The teams are finishing their warm-ups. We're going to be right back after a word from our sponsors here at Wood Forest Bank Stadium, where the action is kicking off for the Texas High School Lacrosse Game of the Week.
Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
At Sewell.com today.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
"2023, new chapter, same tradition. A tradition of hunger, sacrifice, and winning. Time to make your move, Scots, and we know you will, because tradition never graduates. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
right, and here we go after the national title. The Highland Park Scots donning their blue and gold uniforms today as the Woodlands gets ready in their classic white and red. Coach Pressler donning his famous camo cap and sunglasses, his homage to the tenure that he did as an assistant at the United States Military Academy. He had a brother that played at the prep school, so he's always had a just respect for the military, and he's going to continue that tradition here with the Highland Park Scots. And Dalton, I got to say, this matchup again with DeMayo coming in, I think, how do you think they're going to be able to attack their offense?
Like I said, I think I'd give the edge to Highland Park. They returned a lot of their offense from last year. They are going to really, I would imagine, dominate at the face-off X and also in the net. But the Woodlands is going to have some significant firepower. As we mentioned, some of the seniors they have, and going to be a lot from Cooper Starkey, who's the Lenore Ryan commit. He'll be going to Hickory, North Carolina next fall to play for the Bears. But one of the things is, I was kind of a little surprised with Highland Park's score against Memorial yesterday, 7-5. That was a very close game, a game that they typically handle that program quite easily. So I think they're going to come out firing. I think they're going to be very motivated, and Coach Pressler will have them ready to go, and they're going to come out swinging on the first whistle.
And for those of you that don't also know that Coach Jernigan has been a head coach in this league, was a former head coach of the Memorial Mustangs, along with myself, so a little bit something that we have in common here, just a little bit for the experience, but not just friends in the booth, but friends on the lacrosse field as well. And once again, we're excited to bring you this action as the teams line up for their stick lineup, which they normally would do before every lacrosse game. Something traditionally
is that why you copied my tie color today?
I think so. It's Power Red Day, but we are an unbiased broadcast here. We're not rooting for anybody in particular. We are the game of the week. So unlike our colleagues across the way in that booth, who are going to be putting on their Highland Park broadcast. But, so this face-off coming up here is going to be brought to you by Wicked Cuts. If you like beef jerky, make sure that you go out and get some Wicked Cuts. And
it should be soon airing on Joe Rogan.
Yes,
you can now purchase it as of this week on Amazon.
All right, well, there you go, everybody. If you're a Spotify listener and you're listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, I'm sure they have some of the promo code as the goalies do their traditional cross and they start to head towards their respective nets. In net for the Scots, we have number 16, Ben Abel, who's a senior, who's been anchoring down the net for the Scots these last few games. And in the net is going to be Steele Crum, who's going to be the sophomore for the Highlanders, as Moose the Moosa gets ready to face off against Hayden Johnston. And the lineup here as they start to dig in. Quick break forward by Moose is going to start to take it down the pipe. Trying to take it for himself. Shot just out of bounds over the cage, backed up by the Scots. Quick play off the end line here.
Decent possession shot there.
Yep, solid. Not really respecting him on the break. Sands moves it up to the top of the box. And it's going to be Gordon. Over to Iverson. Iverson's going to try to take it off a pick. Look inside. Shot. Oh, just over the net. Going to be backed up.
Yeah, Coach Brown dialed up a slick little up pick there. And phenomenal job getting open and inside. Wes the Goose making the feed.
Yep. As we get the play off the end line with Harris. Back down to the low wing. Harris back at X looking to try to make something happen. Surveying the field. Back to the wing again. Sands back up to the corner as it's going to start to probably work its way back and forth as we get an initiation from the high corner. Back down the alley. Righty rolling away pass, looking for the extra man open. Oh, Aaron pass going to be scrum for. Picked up by the Scots off the ground. And it's going to be slowly possessed here as the Scots are trying to penetrate this stellar Woodlands defense with their senior-laden group. Pass back to the low wing is going to be picked up. Shot. Oh, it's deflected.
Yeah,
picked up again. Shot and a goal by Highland Park. Right there, Paxton Smith. Oh, no, it's called off. Excuse me. As the Woodlands on the counterattack here. Owen Markle back up the field to his left, down the side to the attack. And here come the Highlanders on the counter. I wonder what they called there.
Yeah, I missed that one. I thought it was a great job by Quinn Gordon picking up that loose ball, got his hands free, definitely put that in the upper 90.
Solid look to the inside there. A little pass dodge action as we get Starkle with an initiation shot here. Oh, and a save by the Highland Park goaltender. We got Abel standing tall between the pipes with that pass as Highland Park goes to clear it. Errant pass heading towards the sidelines, but it's going to be picked up. Ooh, a big hit! And it's going to be a drawn flag.
I think he's going to be going to the sin bin.
Yep, that looked like a little bit of a high one. Cooper Starkle trying to lay the wood there.
I don't think that was
really utilizing that football background.
Trying to take advantage of the opportunity. Seeing the ball on the ground, and the Scots are going to be on the counter here with their extra man. 6-on-5. Let's see what the refs call here. See if they lock him in. And there it is, as you can see, for those of you that don't know the rules here, the ref is actually putting his hands, when they put their hands over their head, that's locking the player in. So Highland Park has the ability to score for as many times as they can, and the penalty will not be released. If they don't score, that's 2 minutes on the clock and 2 minutes for the remainder of that penalty. It will not be released until that minute is up.
And Chris, because he's calling targeting, where you typically would see a 1 minute or even a 1 minute locked in, that's why they elected to go with a 2 minute locked in, non-releasable.
Yep, so let's see if the Scots are patient here with the ball, as they do have 2 minutes, non-releasable. Skip pass to the wing, shot and a goal! Right there by Harris Sands, the junior, from the righty wing, step down. So now the Highland Park Scots open up the scoring officially without a goal being called back, and it's going to be a man-up face-off for Highland Park.
Yeah, Highland Park doing a great job flipping the field there. Woodlands defenders had their sticks down, really opened up that skip lane. So Harrison Sands did a great job in his pre-shooting platform to get a quick release, put that in the top corner.
If I can correct myself, we have Asher Presnall, the face-off guy against Frank the Moose, and he's going to quickly clamp it and get it to his teammates on the wing as they go to sub, and they go on the offensive again for their extra man.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we have another face-off coming up, what Coach DeMayo is going to do. Maybe put a pole out there. Looks like Frank is really doing an excellent job. He's winning the clamp. So a lot of times what you'll do to counteract that, if you're going against a face-off guy with faster hands, is to get a pull out there to counter it and really put pressure on the face-off guy.
For those of you that don't know, that just tuned in as well, Musa, the most recent Quinnipiac commit for the Mac Conference. There's a shot and another goal quickly on the offensive by the Highland Park Scots. It's going to be Quinn Gordon, the senior righty attackman, on a nice wheel up the hash to that far pipe.
Chris, I really got to give a lot of credit there, too, to the sophomore Parker Addison, who carried it up, then passed it, did a really nice off-ball seal that blocked that defender to getting out on Quinn Gordon, sorry about that, his hands, to put that low and away.
Now the big question is going to be, what is the Woodlands going to try to do to combat this 2 minute as it starts to wind down here slowly as we dig in for another face-off. Refs seeing something they need to adjust as Presnall and Musa get back down. For those of you just joining us here at the Texas High School Lacrosse Game of the Week here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, where Highland Park is being hosted by the Woodlands. As the Woodlands show some promise there with Presnall going forward on Musa, and they get some possession here. A little sign of life from the Highlanders right now as they're still down, and they're trying to look to kill this penalty.
Really impressive job there by Asher on beating Frank Musa on the whistle there. And Chris, you saw that the official stood the face-off guys up. A lot of times when you're going down the face-off, you have a zone where they cannot be lined up into the neutral zone. So sometimes you'll see the official stand them up and reset them, which just occurred there.
Anything in that way, usually a warning. Strike two. It's not baseball, though. Usually just take it away. So we have Thomas Finta trying to slowly kill this penalty and give the Woodland Highlanders a a little bit of life here offensively. Fenta, no one covering Fenta. Length on him as a defender.
Looks like we're about to go all even here, Chris.
Yep, and there it is. Back to the 6-on-6 set. As the Woodlands goes to look on the counterattack, we got Cooper Starkle with an initiation down the righty alley. Moving it forward.
Logan, if we get three. Logan, if we get three.
Looks like it's going to be deflected by Highland Park. And pick back up, a quick whistle back to the Woodlands.
And Chris, you saw that right there. They had to dump the ball because the shot clock was running out. So similar, one of the beautiful things about in Texas, in the Texas High School Lacrosse League, is they've adopted the majority of the NCAA rules.
Make sure that we can have a pace of the game just like they do in NCAA 1, 2, and 3, even MCLA conferences, as the Woodlands is going to go ahead and get a solid ride back there. First failed clear by the Scots.
And if I'm Coach DeMeo, I got to be super excited about that ride. They did a great job. A lot of times where you fail in rides is attackmen start swinging their sticks. They did a great job cornering that defenseman and then also using that sideline as a third defenseman.
Woodlands coming out in a 1-3-2 set. Fenta looking to make something happen. Has nothing. Looking for some teammates here out in front. S. Dodger underneath, shot and just wide. It's going to be backed up by the Woodlands.
Looks like we're going to maybe get a high hit against Highland Park here.
There we go. Flag down. Let's see what the call may be.
You know, one of the things right now, I think you're seeing the Woodlands getting some shots off, but a lot of them are low percentage shots. They're really kind of running out of their angles as they're taking the shots. And against a solid goalkeeper that's going to go play at the Division I level, Ben Abel, it's going to be really difficult to put that by him.
All about angles there for sure as he tries to take that one down the alley on the S-Dodge, coming back underneath to the left hand. And it's going to be an extra man opportunity for the Highlanders. Coleman's going to swing it over to the corner.
Looks like they're going to get a three-man wheel out of the 3-3 set.
Here we go, pass back to the corner, shot, and a goal! Nicely executed by the Highlanders right there.
Really impressive job by Cooper Starkey, getting the defense to bite on that fake as they had that off-ball movement. The Woodlands did a great job positioning themselves in a great pre-shooting platform to get that shot off and was able to put that one high by Ben Abel.
Yep, Starkey, the senior, showing up big, trying to cut the lead down here. As we have the Scots still up 2-1 here with just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Face off forward. Big hit in front, picked up by the Woodlands. We get the extra man back, so there's no offsides as the Woodlands goes to sub again.
Another impressive win by Asher there in the faceoff. You know, lost the first two and has really kind of regained his confidence and really starting to settle in.
As we see here on the offensive for the Highlanders.
And you see Coach DeMeo go right at that faceoff guy. Now, as we talked about in our open, Frank Musa is he can do it all midfielder, but a lot of times that puts you in an advantageous position to go after that faceoff guy because that's where the term FOGO comes from, face-off, get-off.
Yep, and they're trying to take advantage of that right now as we get another initiation down the alley. O'Rourke tried, and there's going to be a deflected pass that's still going to be picked up. We got Starkle with the GB going down the righty alley. Patience there, shot on the inside, just hits the net, and it's going to be backed up by the Woodlands. Looks like that defenseman for Highland Park wanted the call. A little change of who they want to hang on to it. Finch is going to take it off the end line. The Woodlands trying to set up for some end line look here. Still plenty of time left in the first.
Looks like they're carrying into a big little.
Yep, Finch's initiation up the hash. Jump shot save by Abel. Abel picks it up. Solid poise out of the goaltender there to hold the pipe. As Highland Park looks to clear, and they do. They get it over the midline.
Great job by Musa coming back to his teammate in the clear to assist on that.
We got Ben Rapp getting possession here towards this corner. As he's going to start to take it towards the lefty alley. Looking to survey. Over to Cameron Riley. Short stick matchup. Potential invert here coming, and they are. Highland Park set for it. Woodland slides early. Up and over. Let's see if they can capitalize their lead as we go back to the invert here. Dodging up to the island. Bellies the slide. Shot and a save by Kroon. Nice job right there to track it going low. Woodlands on the clear.
Pretty good job by the sophomore Duncan Zelke there, beating his guy on initial dodge and then bouncing to the side to create separation from that sliding defenseman to get a shot on cage.
They tried to go at Starkle. He did a decent job jamming his man. Gets that slide. Good job by Kroom there with the save. And now the Woodlands is going to try to maintain their composure here. Not like Frank the Tank, but as we keep going towards this latter half of the first quarter for the Woodlands. Dodge down the alley. Draws a quick slide for the short stick. Looks like they're going to get the matchup that they want behind the cage. Woodlands looking to be active off ball up top. Pass to the back pipe. Oh, and it's deflected. It's going to be a push. Got to be a push in the back right there. I think it's going to stay with the Woodlands.
And that's okay as a coach. If I'm Coach Stahl, the defensive coordinator for Highland Park, I'm okay with that because it really saved an opportunity of getting a shot on the cage.
Setting the tone right there for sure. Don't let him into the kitchen, right? So we have Harper in the lefty corner. Looking for a little two-man action here off the pick. Cut to the inside, doesn't see it. Moves it up to Finta. Finta looking to take his man. Trying to fight back underneath. Potentially landing in the crease. Yep, ref's going to call it. Oh, but they're going to call a push. Finta trying to fix his shoe there as they swing it back over to Sloan Walker. And Stewart is going to take the ball on the restart here as the Woodlands is going to look to sub. A little equipment malfunction there by Finta. He's got to come off to put his cleat back on. And here comes Stewart from the righty wing. A little slippage there. Draws two, looks to throw it back to the low pipe. Nothing doing. As we get survey behind the cage, got a little hung situation. Nice deflection right there by Riley.
Yeah, great job getting his stick in the passing lane to knock down that pass.
Yep, here comes the Woodlands again. Pass to the inside, shot and a goal! And we got a tie game right now. Nice pass to the inside. Sloan Walker Stewart with the quick stick action. Doesn't take too much time on that one. And it's a tie ball game here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
Chris, it seems like, the Woodlands is having a lot of success with their off-ball play. We saw the play before where Highland Park had the push, but you got to know where your guys are at all times. You want those defensemen to keep their head on the swivel. It looks like Coach Stahl is making some defensive personnel changes right now.
And that instant replay right there, inside hard hammer finish, brought to you by the Houston Coyotes Lacrosse Club. Shoot it like a man, as they would say. For those of you that don't know, please contact Joey Gauss, and he'll show you exactly how to do it. As the Woodlands and Highland Park go to face off, it's going to be picked up off the wing by the Woodlands, Carter Semple, and they're going to throw it back, and the Woodlands on the clear.
Do you think that shoot it like the man technique is going to be a little bit more wrist or more core driven?
I would say it's probably going to be a combination, a little bit of both, but I think the more relaxed you are, it's kind of like a golf swing, I would say, right?
Yeah.
You can't muscle it. You got to let the club do the work.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be good at that because I tend to slice my drives.
I've seen you golf, though. You got a pretty solid golf game.
Well, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
So you're just saying you just close your eyes and you go.
I'm more of an approach guy.
Well, there it is. Finta on the offensive here down the alley. Shot left, and it stings the pipe! And there it is. Wow, they call that taping a corner. Finta out of the roll.
Really impressive roll back there. As a short stick defenseman, you never want to get in front of your guy when you're guarding him down the alley. It's okay because the deeper he gets in the dodge, the more he decreases his shooting angle. Fenta really realized he could feel that defenseman on his hip and they took advantage of that. An impressive left-hand rocket.
Correction here on that. My apologies, everybody. That's Kimo Kaletsis, the attackman, the sophomore. Solid left-handed take out of him. There's 1:24 left here in the first. As the Woodlands are going to win yet. Oh, another face-off out in front, but Musa is going to try to goose it, and the Scots are going to look to come up with it initially. And they do. Knifing down the middle of the field, looking for some action. There's nothing there, so he swings it to the wing. And we have Ezekiel.
And great job by Ben Boyer to pick up that ground ball to give Highland Park the face-off. For some of our viewers that maybe are newer to lacrosse, you've seen guys, hey, they won the clamp, but in order to get the W in the win column is you have to get possession of the ball. So it's really important to incorporate your wings if you're going against a guy who's at faster hands on the clamping.
As Quinn Gordon tries to take a left-handed initiation shot there, nothing doing, goes wide. It's backed up by the Scots. 42 seconds left here in the first period as the Scots are looking to tie this game up. Quinn Gordon back over to the corner. Looking to have something in the middle of the field. Bounce shot's going to be saved a little bit. Little tip there by the goaltender for the Woodlands. Pick back up. Clock winding down to 20. Shot in front. Save again. And it's going to be rebounded. Scott's come up with it. Swinging it to the wing.
Those are two big ground balls. You don't want to give up those second chance opportunities as a defense.
Two solid saves by Kroom as it goes right by him, though. By Gordon. Gordon going down the righty alley, taking advantage of the scramble situation by the Woodlands on defense. 6 seconds left, and it's a tie ball game here towards the end of the first.
Excellent timing by the Colorado College commit, Quinn Gordon.
Wow. Taking advantage of it. It seems, Dalton, that a lot of this stuff right now, at least from the Highland Park perspective, it seems like they're really, really leaning on the midfield here.
They are, and both teams, what I'm seeing a lot is either single inverts, that's when a midfielder carries behind to take advantage of a short stick defensive matchup, or the big little, where you have a short stick coming and setting a pick on the long pole. And that's really what you want to attack. The short stick defenders are the weakest part of the defense.
Face off one by Musa, shot and wide as the quarter's going to conclude right there. What a gutsy play by the Moose as he breaks him forward. And we're going to take it away here as we head to commercial. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We've done both, new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at SUL.com today.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And welcome back, everybody, to Woodforest Bank Stadium here in Houston, Texas. Tie ball game here from the Scots and the Highlanders of the Woodlands. And Dalton, I got to say, that was pretty action-packed. The seniors definitely living up to their promise like we talked about in the pregame there.
You're correct, Chris. Got to see some EMO, which Coach Brown had I think they went 2 for 2 on that. Did an excellent job, which is fortunate because he's going to return most of that unit that he had last year. So you got to think they have a lot of chemistry already. So the Woodlands has got to really want to play a clean, tight game defensively. You don't want Highland Park going man up just with that experience and chemistry because it's pretty much the same unit they've had for going on 2 years.
And the Woodlands certainly leaning on their sophomore, Kimo Kaletsis, as Musa wins it forward, but there's going to be an errant pass towards his teammate on the wing. And Woodlands looking for a push there. Ref's going to put his hand in the air. Let's see what the call may be. Yep, and they're going to keep it with the Scots.
Oh, he wasn't buying it.
Yeah, he was not.
Buying it.
And they're going to throw that flag because they didn't give him 5 yards on the initial start of the whistle. So it looks like there's going to be an extra man opportunity for the Scots again as Iverson goes to take it towards the righty wing or the lefty alley. Highland Park looking for a quick hitter here as they go towards the initiation at GLE, but it's going to be picked up by Kroom. And there's going to be a break there. For those of you just joining us here, the start of the second quarter, Highland Park 3, the Woodlands 3. And the Highland Park Scots are going to look to take advantage of this extra man opportunity as they go on the offensive at the start of the second quarter here. First offensive look for the Scots in the second. This extra man opportunity is going to be brought to you by the Panther City Lacrosse Club. For our friends out there that don't know who Panther City is, it's the Professional Indoor, or NLL, professional organization. And my coworker has some experience providing the color commentary for them, too.
Big win last night against Saskatchewan. They're up 7-5, second year as a program. Really good opportunity to make it to the playoffs this year.
Yep, and Highland Park gets a shot right there, but it's going to be gobbled up by Kroom. Kroom looking for having some patience there. Very nice job. Good poise in there to be patient on that shot as O'Rourke looks to bring it up with a pass to the middle. And the Woodlands right back to Kroom. Kroom got a little bit of a break, but decides to be patient.
And, Chris, that's going to be a pretty easy one to defend.
Pass inside, shot, and a goal by the Woodlands. Kroom goes to that second feed opportunity. Nice look to the inside, caught the Scots napping on the substitution. Woodlands up 4-3.
Yeah, and that starts with, Kroom in the net. Relatively easy save because Highland Park didn't get that defense rotating. He was stationary, he was set, ready to make that save, up and out, and then the Woodlands do an excellent job executing an early offense.
The general theme, especially nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, in the shot clock era is try to catch them napping. Traditionally, before the shot clock, you'd see a lot of breaks, a lot of methodical substitutions, some patience there, but when you clear the ball, you got to look to be able to attack there. So, and certainly the Woodlands takes advantage of it as Musa goes to rake it forward, but it's going to be picked up on the wing by Aiden Ezeka. And down the side to Logan Brenner as the Woodlands looks to pad to their lead. And here comes the Woodlands on the substitution. And it's going to be Sloan Walker Stewart again. Back over to Kaletsis. Kaletsis looking for a pick from his teammate. Taking it over the top. Back to the wing. Step in. Whoop. A little
nice
fake
little
there. Back to Kaletsis. Kaletsis over to Coleman. Coleman's going to look to initiate on the short stick from the righty wing. Pass forward. Survey. Still surveying behind the cage. Back to Kaletsis. Kaletsis on the initiation. Split dodge right. Pass to the pipe. I don't think his teammate realized how open he was. That's a savvy, heady play right there.
Excellent decision by Kimbo. He saw that slide come, moved it forward. His teammate just wasn't ready, but luckily for him, there was nobody else back behind the cage.
Name of the game in lacrosse, like basketball, draw two, find the open man, look to continue to initiate, pass, dodge, pass, dodge. Oh, tried for a little hockey pickup right there, but it's going to be errant, and the Scots are going to look to clear it. As Abel swings it over to Owen. But there's a call by the officials.
I think we might have had a moving pick there.
Yeah, ball's going to be kept by the Woodlands as there's a moving pick.
And that should be a reset on the shot clock.
Looking to take advantage. Looks like Ridge Crouch looking to initiate behind the cage there. As the Woodlands looks to go on the offensive again. Sweep over the mid, though. Throw back. Shot. Oh! Deflected. Kaletsis with a nice look right there. And he's actually going to end up backing up his own shot after the rebound. And it's going to be Koletsis off the pick there. Initiating at GLE, trying to lean in, but he's going to end up in the goal mouth. And the Scots are going to go on the offensive on the clear again.
Oh, it looks, hey, Chris, we got a 10-man ride. They pulled the goalie. This is going to be similar to basketball in a full-court press.
Looking to get the ball inside out to try to break it, and the Scots look like they do, but there's going to be an errant pass, and it's picked up by the Woodlands, and they're going to go back towards their offensive end on the clear here. Oh, but there's going to be another errant pass picked up by the Scots. Dribbled a little bit, looking for a pass on the inside to the LSM. Shot, oh, but it's going to be wide. Crum looks like he's going to get it, but no, the refs say no. He didn't get there in time. The Scots back it up. Nope, no, they don't. Correction, my apologies, everybody.
And a lot of times some of the misconception in lacrosse and backing up a shot is you have to be the closest person to the actual ball, not necessarily the sideline.
Looks like the official pointed the wrong way, or I have a little bit of a problem with my directional orientation right here at Wood Forest Bank. But here we go as we head to another break in the action as the Scots call timeout. Coach Pressler looking to draw something up. We'll be right back after this.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Sewell is definitely a part of my family. Everyone, just has this great smile that we are happy to see you. We're so glad you're here. They really care about people, and that's not something you find at every dealership. I love to leave a dealership feeling peaceful, and I've never experienced that until Sewell. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Buick GMC.
Welcome back to Wood Forest Bank Stadium, everybody. Again, I'm Chris Herron alongside my partner, Dalton Jernigan. And Dalton, pretty action-packed second quarter here so far as the Woodlands took advantage of that last shot on the inside on some transitional opportunities. But Highland Park looking to equalize it here as they get the ball back after this break here.
Looks like Highland Park got away with an extra man on the defensive end as well there.
And a little bit of a substitution issue that the ref missed as Highland Park goes, there's a shot wide. And that's going to be backed up by Parker Harris as he looks to take it off the end line and initiate. Nice little pick there, looking to get a little bit of leverage, but there's going to be a ball dropped. Picked up by the Woodlands initially. And there's a scrum right around the 35-yard line. Let's see who's going to come up with it. Hockeying the ball around by both teams. Ball's kept in play by the Woodlands. Picked up, tough GB right there. Nicely done. That was a solid, tough ground ball right there by Cooper Starkle as the Woodlands tried to clear it.
Yeah,
it is picked up by Koletsis
today.
Koletsis looking to make something happen early, decides to put on the brakes and give the Woodlands an opportunity to score in the 6-on-6. Starkle holding the ball by the 40. Slowly getting pressed by the Highland Park defense. Initiated down the alley, lefty side to the throwback. Throwback, another initiation dodge, looking to survey from the wing. Looks like it's going to be Crouch.
Taking advantage of the single invert here.
Got an attackman on a short stick behind the cage. Pass up. Bellying slides.
Really good composure by Cooper right there.
Starkle looking to make something happen, but decides to dish it off to his teammate. Doesn't draw a slide. Now Koletsis with an opportunity. Use pick, shot, and a goal on the step back by Koletsis. That's going to be his second of the day. Nicely done by the lefty sophomore. And Dalton, man, that's he's got some quickness there on that shot, but not only that step back, using the pick in space.
Yeah, we talked about it before. You don't want to overplay him. You saw the defender overplay him, and that allows him to open up to take advantage of that rollback.
That instant replay right there brought to you by Vista Bank. As we look to line up for the next face-off.
Which, I'm getting ready to make the switch. I'm tired of sitting on hold with Bank of America for an hour to get something done.
Yeah, there you go. If you need more customer service or better customer service, go ahead and give John Steinmetz a call. Solid consistency out of that man. As the Scots get the ball on offense here in the substitution game.
So, Chris, not to mention that rollback and why you could really take advantage of that defensively, and it's difficult to defend, especially if you're overplaying that offensive player. But as they're rolling, it is a great way for the offensive player to hide his stick and make a more deceptive shot. It's a tough one for the goalie to read because he's not seeing the ball release off the top of the plastic.
Yep. Getting in the way or screening the goaltender, as they say, usually tougher for shorter stature goaltenders. I can tell you that's why I don't step in the net. I probably wouldn't be able to see around a lot of people there. So as the shot's going to be saved by Kroom and the Woodlands is going to go on the clear. Initiated originally by Highland Park. Brian Rapp looking to make something happen. Solid pass to an open teammate, but Kroom's all over it right now. Starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm between the pipes.
Well, Chris, with that Mr. Clean look, you could blind the shooter.
That is very true. I'd have to have a little bit of that, second bar syndrome, get the shine going on my forehead or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, absolutely. So it's a good thing we weren't on camera today. It probably would have blinded everybody from the sun here. So as the Woodlands looking in to hunker down on defense. Pass inside is going to be errant, but it's picked up shot. Oh, and a high bouncer is going to go in.
Beautiful bouncer.
Wow, Brian Rapp taking advantage of the errant pass. The Woodlands decided to relax on defense, and Rapp stands in and wraps it into the top shelf on the high bouncer there.
Yeah, talk about being in the right place at the right time. Excellent execution on that loose ball by B-Rapp.
Solid cut right there, too, off ball by Quinn Gordon. Just couldn't connect on the pass, but again, Rapp there to take out the garbage. Musa digging in. Solid job out of Musa. The back and forth in the middle of the field has been pretty solid as well by Presnall. As Musa breaks Presnall forward again, throws it back to the wing. And Highland Park once again back on offense and looking to cut this lead down to tie it up.
Yeah, it seems like Moose really started making some really good in-game adjustments. Started off hot in the first two faceoffs. Then Asher made some adjustments, got a couple against him.
Quinn Gordon with a look there. It's going to be saved by Kroom. Kroom looking for a pass in the middle of the field, and here comes the Woodlands. Successful clear there. Back over. Owen Markle looks like he's going to sub. Wanted the ball initially. And they get the ball to the sophomore Koletsis, and it looks like Coach DeMeo is going to call a timeout. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Woodlands 5, Highland Park 4. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. As Coach DeMeo talking to his offense, trying to pad to their lead.
Yeah, Coach DeMeo going all verbal. No whiteboard there.
Yeah, yep. Sometimes they just need a talking to, as they say. So, and I'm interested to see what they come out here with offensively. Once again, for those of you that didn't join us at the beginning of this broadcast, Coach DeMeo, a product of the Maryland Terrapins, played in several national title games, learned from an offensive mind in J.L. Reppert. Comes down here to the Houston area, taking over for former legend Keith Tinnell, Levittown guy. I don't know if I could say that loud, though. I know the people listening back home from East Meadow would have a problem with that, potentially. I don't know.
Strong Island, baby.
Yep. There's rivalries everywhere, is what they'll say, right? So, as it looks
no
like,
surprise, Kimmo start with the rock.
Yeah, there's no shocker there for sure. They're going to swing it over to Starkle. A flip play, and
looks like Highland Park's going in the zone.
Sitting in, hunkering down. 3-3 zone by Highland Park. Starkle behind the cage looking to survey. No one's going to cover it. Similar zone that the Bryant Bulldogs would run. Coach Pressler being a defensive guy, calling that zone out of a timeout. And let's see if the Woodlands can adjust to it.
Looks like they're going to string out of the top, but not string from behind.
Woodlands heading into a 1-4-1, exchanging the inside in the crease, putting a little bit pressure on that single crease defender as they swing the ball back up to Starkle. Starkle back down to the wing. So far, nothing doing for the offense as that Highland Park zone pretty stout.
Yeah, Chris, look for the guys inside. Oh, almost had to get
pass
there.
Inside to Starkle. Starkle back to the wing for a pass, and it's a shot and a save. Nicely done by Abel, tracking that one the whole way from the low wing as Sloan Walker Stewart tried to take it on that pass from his teammate.
Unfortunately, I think he just telegraphed that a little too much. Dropped his hands, shot at same plane. You want to adjust your planes, either high to low or low to high. Those are the ones that are more difficult for a goalie to stop.
Same similar offensive concept. If you're going against the zone, very similar to the man-to-man. Draw two, look for the open one. As Starkle did a really good job getting Sloan Walker Stewart open. But once again, Abel stands tall as Highland Park goes on the offensive here. Pass up top, swings back over for the redodge. We got a little bit of dance in there, looking for something, surveying the field. Nothing, swings over to the righty corner. Initiating from the righty wing. Back up top. Rapp looking to survey, has nothing. Swings it back over to Cameron Riley. Cameron Riley down the alley forward to his teammate. Back up to Rapp. Rapp initiating. Under 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Shot. Oh, and it goes wide. It's going to be backed up by Highland Park.
Woodlands are doing an excellent job right now with their approaches. Highland Park is having a tough time creating separation from the defenders.
Oops, skip pass to the inside. No hold call called. But they are going to have an end of shot clock as they drop the ball and the Woodlands goes. Oh, and they're going to call a delay.
Yeah, you hate to see that. I'm sure Coach Pressler's not going to be happy about that one.
Yeah.
Anytime they blow the whistle because of shot clock violation, you just got to drop it. If you roll it, even if it's accidental, a lot of times you're going to get popped for a delay of game.
Coach Pressler, probably a good thing he's donning that camo hat, probably hiding the red face that he's going to have right now after that lack of discipline a little bit. So let's see what the refs are going to come back with if it is a delay.
Although I got to tell you, last night in the Panther City game, they had dropped the ball. Somebody had walked by, the ball bounced on his foot, and they called the delay game.
Oh, no.
That was one of the most ridiculous calls I've seen.
I'm sure the coaching staff loved that for the Panther City Panthers.
Well, fortunately, they were up, and they had a pretty cush lead.
Well, there you go. As we both know, being head coaches, being in those shoes, that can certainly be frustrating when things are beyond your control like that. But again, control the controllables, as they say, right? So it looks like there's going to be a timeout. And we'll stay with you here. Let's see what Coach Brown has for the Highland Park Scots. And Coach Jernigan also, for those of you that don't know, was an assistant coach for the Highland Park Scots last year under Coach Rich Moses, staple in the lacrosse community in Dallas for the last few years. Shout out to him. Dalton, what do you think Coach Brown's going to have for
the same
guys?
experience? It's everything.
Well, I think they
make it too
called
easy.
the delay on Highland Park there, right? So Woodlands are going to be coming out in the EMO. I think it's got to go through Cooper Starkey, who's done an excellent job. Not only has he been producing by generating slides, beating his guy, and being able to move the ball, scoring all the little plays in between the lines, Clearly, this is the reason why he's going to Lenore Ryan. So look for him. Look for Kimmel. He's generated a lot of offense, especially with that rollback. One of the things, the last couple of possessions the Woodlands have had is off ball. They're a little stagnant, a little too much ball watching. They had some good looks in the beginning of the game by their off-ball offense. So look for the Woodlands to be a lot more active off-ball here.
Yep. That break in the action right there brought to you by Roback Activewear. If you're an avid listener of the Pardon My Take podcast, if you go to roback.com, you use promo code TAKE, you'll get 10% off your order.
Or if you're just a Rhodesian Ridgeback fan.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Or that. Or if you like to get out there and tee it up. Shout out to the folks out at Landfall Country Club, for those of you listening. Hope the Monday game's going well out there for everybody. As the Woodlands comes out with their extra man opportunity. No surprise with Colette's handling the ball in the low wing. Back to him. Back down to X again. Survey skip pass. Swings over to Colette's. Oh, but it hits him in the shoulder. And Highland Park's going to take advantage of the drop pass.
That was a beautiful skip pass by Starkey. And I just think Kimbo wasn't ready for it.
And it looks like, initially it looked like the call was going to be in and out of the crease, but the debate between the officiating crew says no, sir. And here come the Scots on their clear.
Looks like Woodlands back in their 10-man. They had success on this ride earlier in the game.
Just under a minute to go here in the first half. Woodlands intercepts the pass by the attempted Highland Park clear. And here they come to try to pad to their lead once again. Swinging the ball over to Starkle. Let's see if he decides to work with Colette's, but Colette's is moving off ball. Won't be surprised if they end up going to him. They swing it over to Sloan Walker Stewart. Stewart's going to take it to X. It looks like Highland Park's going back into that zone.
Yeah, they had success in this last time. They're stringing in that 3-3. They're stringing from the top.
Pass over to Colette's. Shot. Oh, and it's going to be wide, but still backed up by the Highlanders. With 10 seconds left in the action. Skip back over to Colette's. Colette's is looking to make something happen. Oh, and it's picked off by the Scots. 2 seconds left, looking for a shot, and there's going to be too late. Well, that's going to do it for the first half here. We'll be back shortly as the Woodlands 5, Highland Park 4 here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome. Stay focused and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Sewell is definitely a part of my family. Everyone, just has this great smile that we are happy to see you. We're so glad you're here. They really care about people, and that's not something you find at every dealership. I love to leave a dealership feeling peaceful, and I've never experienced that until Sewell. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Buick GMC.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
Dave.
Phil. Phil? Yeah. Who's your son?
C-Mac. He's in the varsity green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. What position?
The long pole.
Okay.
They play a little later today, but he's captain of the high school hockey club. We got our last regular season game tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Drive down to Sugar Land.
Wow. How many hockey teams are there?
In the city?
Yeah. They're out in the state. There can't be that many.
State.
Really?
Yeah, there's probably 18 in Houston and 40 in Dallas. Dallas has really developed quite a minor hockey program.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was developed. I'm originally from Minnesota. So.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
So good.
Well, it's definitely not Minnesota hockey. We went up there for a tournament.
NHL players in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, I got to know Brad Etiken. We grew up outside of Minneapolis, but not far.
Okay. Yeah, the Brottons were.
Yeah, Neil Broughton.
His brother had the next door neighbor. So.
Okay. My half brother played 16 years in the NHL, and he crossed over. He's a little younger than the Brottons, but he was roommates with Brett Etiken, who came out of Minnesota.
Okay. Huh.
We were just up there. We played at a big facility. It must be called 8 Rinks.
Okay.
We were there for a turn. My son, he plays high school hockey here, but he also plays in the NAPHL, the North American Prospects Hockey League, for the Mexico Ice Wolves.
So Woodlands actually has an ice hockey team?
Yeah.
Really?
Woodlands High School hockey.
Really? I didn't even know that. Okay. Huh.
What we don't have is a facility. We got to go into the city to practice.
Yeah.
My power.
Well, I know they got the one off 249.
That's the one. That's
where
our
they,
home
that's where
rink.
they go. Okay.
But every once in a while, I'll indulge myself and buy a $2 Powerball ticket, and I put it right there at the back of that parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I used to have sleepovers with friends, and I got 3 a.m. practice like on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's it's so hard to get ice time.
Well, the one good thing about it not being popular in Houston, you get pretty decent ice times for kids.
You're not waking up in the middle of the night.
When he was a real little kid, we were living in Calgary, and he got started. Yeah, we would have to get up 4:30, 5 o'clock to be at the rink for 5:30, 6 a.m. practice.
That was like on a school day, right?
No, that was mostly weekends.
Okay.
He was just that young.
Okay.
His,
yeah, I guess the younger guys get to practice, right?
Yeah. School day practice would normally be in the afternoon. Adults are still at work.
Welcome back here to Woodforest Bank Stadium in Houston, Texas, where the Woodlands leads the Highland Park Scots 5-4. Dalton, that was a pretty action-packed first half right there. Obvious leaning on certain individuals for both teams, but let's talk through that first half.
It was certainly exciting, especially with the Woodlands coming out and being very effective in their 10-man ride. That's when they pull the goalie. It's essentially a full-court press that you see in basketball, and it's actually kind of simple to beat. One of the easiest ways to beat that 10-man is actually just shoot at the net because it's an empty net because you're pulling that goalie out to serve as an extra defenseman. They're also having a lot of success running their offense through Chemo and the LR commit Starkey. I think with Highland Park, Moose started off hot on the face-off. Woodlands did a good job combating it. He's really settled in now. He's been able to pop a couple out in front. And then offensively, they've had a lot of success with the single invert. carrying a short stick behind and attacking that short stick defensive midi, and then also the big little game. And then the nice little wrinkle that Coach Pressler and defensive coordinator Coach Stahl put in at the end was that 3-3 zone where they're stringing from up top but not stringing from behind.
Yep, standing corrected here in the broadcast booth, as we did mention the stellar senior classes, along with players like Frank the Moose Musa, but certainly the Woodlands leaning on their sophomores and Highland Park leaning on their juniors. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, and we'll take you through the action right after this.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Sewell is definitely a part of my family. Everyone, just has this great smile that we are happy to see you. We're so glad you're here. They really care about people, and that's not something you find at every dealership. I love to leave a dealership feeling peaceful, and I've never experienced that until Sewell. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Buick GMC.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
Welcome back, everybody, to Woodforest Bank Stadium, where the Woodlands is going to be leading the Highland Park Scots 5-4 as we're getting ready to start the second half action. Our halftime show brought to you by Joe's Coffee out in Austin. Reason being, there's been some upsets here in the standings. Dalton getting some news here, not just around the NCAA, but in the state of Texas and the High School Lacrosse League as well.
Well, obviously the big one was yesterday with the Westlake Chaps beating Dallas Jesuit 8-4. Wow. The first time in Westlake's history beating the defending state champions, Dallas Jesuit. That is a huge one, just bringing parity to the state of Texas in lacrosse.
Coach Burke, former 3D lacrosse employee, certainly taking his methodology out to Austin, making a difference, some shockwaves around the Texas High School Lacrosse League as we're underway with the second half as Frank the Moose Musa wins it forward. And just like that, Highland Park ready to attack on offense. A little bit of patience in the subbing game here as Iverson's going to look to initiate from the middle of the field. Musa trying to keep his face-off guy on the field, hanging out. Really good job by the Woodlands there defensively, stripping Iverson, and they go on the clear as they look to move the ball down the side. And here come the Highlanders.
Yeah, impressive trail check by Elijah Porter there, taking away the ball.
A little bit of toughness right there, trying to get some separation out of Iverson on the initial dodge there, but nothing doing as the Scots are looking to press a little bit. Iverson trying to deny his man the ball on the adjacent, but it looks like they're going to end up getting it, and they're going to go at him. Jack O'Rourke with the ball as he starts to scoot down the lefty alley. Moves it forward through X. Crouch surveying, shot, and to a far pipe goal. Nicely done by the Woodlands. Little pass, little initiation through X, gets the defense moving. And just like that, 6-4, the Woodlands.
Yeah, Rich Crouch did an excellent job. I think Henry Richter, who was helping the defenseman, wasn't sure if they were going to go into that invert, was sloughed off a little too much. Ridge did an excellent job getting on the other side of the crease to attack right away, put that stick side.
A sense of urgency by the Highland Park Scots defensively looked pretty solid until that ball went through X, and Crouch taking advantage of the opportunity, getting himself on the board for the first time today as we get a little bit of a scuffle there.
And we got a lost helmet.
Yeah, we got a lost helmet. We got a Scott down on the ground. Getting back up. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Just sorting out that equipment defect.
Yeah, there you go. Wardrobe malfunction. Nope, and it looks like we're going to reface.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting call on that one. Not sure what the officials were deliberating, but we are in Texas, so we do have to make sure that we stick to the rules. The down Scott before Colin Hale looks like he's going to stay on the wing for this faceoff as he jogs in towards the GB. Highland Park's going to come up with it on the wing. Nice job by Ben Abel in the clear. Good patience to get it over to his teammate. And here come the Scots on the offensive. Pass back to Hale. And Hale's initial thought was to use Musa, but here comes Musa to sub. As Rapp gets ready to start this offense. Swinging it over to Hale. Hale back over to Rapp. Back to Hale. Highland Park trying to settle in, maybe kill some time. They look to initiate on the pole. Back up pass. Errant goes right at the feet of his teammate. And the Woodlands going to capitalize on the lack of stick work there.
Well, and also you got to give Finta some credit there. It was excellent timing, that check, as that Highland Park Scott was going to pass. Really got on his gloves. Was able to dislodge the ball.
Finta coming in with the skewer, as they call it, as the ball goes back down to Colettis for the Woodlands. And let's see what the sophomore has in store for the Scots.
Really impressive with Colettis' speed today. Obviously, he's got that really impressive lefty. He's taken advantage of the rollback, but just his overall speed has been standing out for sure.
The hockey stop, as they call it, as O'Rourke looks to take it on that righty sweep back to Colettis, using a pick, and they draw the matchup with the short stick. Colettis backs up over to Stewart, or Starkey, excuse me. Starkey shot wide, going to be backed up by Crouch.
Impressive hitch there by Starkey.
And here comes Crouch again, looking to test the Highland Park defensive waters. And they're going to get a push right there as Ridge gets shoved in the back with possession. And it looks like the Highlanders are going to go for a 30-second man-up opportunity. And Dalton, I wouldn't be surprised if they start trying to find that guy wearing that red number 1 on his jersey in this next one coming up.
It's either that or you're going to see Chemo initiate on the power play.
Highland Park doing a solid job staying packed in on their man-down unit. Some of the zone they showed in the second quarter, especially out of those timeouts, look like they're pretty buttoned up there. Testament to Coach Pressler's zone defensive mind. For those of you that don't know, Bryant, well known for their zone and the year that they went very far in the NCAA tournament, beating the Syracuse Orangemen. So I'm sure there's some knowledge being dropped right now in these young minds of Highland Park as the Woodlands continues their extra man opportunity. Colettis from the wing. Surveys, has nothing. Over to Starkey. Solid ball movement out of the Highlanders right now as Highland Park looks to go press on the carry.
Yeah, and the Woodlands have really tried to work that bottom corner to generate a 2v1 situation. Look to see Sloan Walker push from X to do that.
It looks like Abel started to come out of the net a little bit to apply some pressure on the pass to X, but he gets back into the cage with a nice snap footwork as Koletsis is going to look to hold it. And here come the Scots on the penalty kill. Nice job by Highland Park right there, and we're back to even play.
And we got some more.
We got another flag down as well, yep. Pass back up top to Coleman. Coleman dropping the ball, looking for his teammate. And there's going to be a whistle. Looks like it's going to be an offside call on the Scots.
Guess he went a little early.
Yep.
Got a little too excited there.
There's that running start, if you couldn't see it on camera. Started right around the 45-yard line, full speed sprint. Looks like the officials didn't like the timing of that one, so the Scots are going to head back into the bin, as Coach Jernigan would say.
Back to the sin bin.
Yep, there it is. And here we go with another extra man opportunity for the Woodlands.
Look to see Highland Park's defense dial up another penalty kill. If they could do that, that could be huge in terms of momentum.
Yep. This extra man opportunity brought to you by Trilogy Midstream, Houston's dealer in midstream. A little bit of delay in the action. Looks like the refs are trying to adjust the shot clock. What adjustments do you think the Scots are going to have to make once they get the ball on offense? Looks like they're starting to get a little stagnant there.
What I would focus on a lot is probably more off-ball offense. They've had success on some of the picks. Like one of the first goals they had on that up pick, they had a lot of activity with Harrison Sands getting that C curl on the inside. You know, I think the Woodlands has done a good job of adjusting to that single invert. So really kind of utilize some of the athletes they have, and Wesley Iverson and Quinn Gordon sweeping over the top, but then having off-ball action on the weak side.
And for those of you just joining the action here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, the Woodlands leads Highland Park 6-4, just above 7 minutes here in the third, as the Woodlands Highlanders are on another extra man opportunity. And we'll see what Coach DeMayo has in store for the Highland Park man down unit. Coach DeMayo, first-time head coach in the Houston area, former Maryland Terrapin product. His hand's a little heavy from that national title ring I think he wore a couple of years ago. So,
you know, the other thing, if I'm Highland Park, is you got to get your sophomores going. Parker Addison, Paxton Smith had excellent freshman campaigns last year, were big contributors, even though they were freshmen for the Scots last year. Look to see Coach Brown really pump up those guys and get them going offensively.
As we mentioned previously, too, with the stellar senior classes, but also the Woodlands and Highland Park trying to lean on some of their depth, as it's clear that sophomores like Kimo Koletsis clearly showing up for this event on the game of the week here in the state of Texas down in Houston. And we're still deliberating here on the shot clock, I believe. Some of that break in the action there, too. A lot of the upsets going on in the NCAA world as well, Dalton, with, I believe, Notre Dame taking down Maryland, I believe, was
and
what it was.
Triple overtime.
Yeah, wow.
And then the big one in Division II is Frostburg taking down the defending national champions, the University of Tampa.
Oh, wow. Yep. So
that one was a big surprise.
Yep. Former both defending their national titles with the Tampa, or University of Tampa, winning it last year with new head coach J.B. Clark, and obviously the Maryland Terrapins solidifying their dominance in the NCAA Division I ranks. As we get underway here again, shot clock issues have been resolved. The Woodlands back in the extra man. Nice job by Highland Park getting a stick in the lane there, and the Scots are going to get the possession of the ball and look to kill this 30-second penalty.
It's a great job by sophomore Ben Boyer. He's really starting to utilize his athleticism. Really impressed me a lot today. When he presses out, he was really disruptive on the defensive end.
Boyer getting a stick in there, as you mentioned, as Abel looks to get something happening, and he does. Moves it over to Iverson, as Iverson's going to help the Scots clear. As we look to get back into an even play, as the Scots look to sub. Paxton Smith with the ball. Swings it back over to his teammate Quinn Gordon, the senior. And here comes Iverson on the invert. Little two-man action behind the cage. Draws two, swings it over. Still trying to test that short stick matchup behind the cage as Highland Park looks to be active on a cut. Shot hits the pipe. Rebound's going to be picked up by the Highlanders.
Big save by Kroom there.
Yep, Kroom standing tall on the pipe, letting the ball hit his body as the Woodlands looks to clear it.
And Highland Park is doing a little 10-man at the Woodlands as well.
Going to be another flag down. Shot, open goal, score! Wow! Starkey taking advantage of the Highland Park Scots coming out of the goal on a press ride. And the Woodlands takes their lead to 3. Solid poise right there out of Starkey. A little bit of a press there. And Dalton, I think it looked like Abel wasn't paying attention. I'm not really sure.
Either that or Starkey must have been tuning in at halftime. That's how you break a 10-man. You just shoot it at the cage. So excellent job by him. He's having a heck of a game today. I would not be surprised if we're tuning in next spring if you see him get some PT for LR.
Yep, and there it is. Starkey certainly playing into the narrative of the stellar senior classes here today at Woodforest Bank Stadium. And the Woodlands doing Woodlands things, as they say. Coach DeMayo certainly showing some confidence in the senior.
Chris, I think that penalty is going to stand, correct?
I believe so, because the play was continuing. And for those of you that don't understand the rules, the flag was down. It was not a dead ball foul. It was a continuing foul. So the Woodlands will get the goal, and they will get the extra man face-off opportunity. But Musa says no to that and breaks his man forward. Going down the middle of the field, shot, and a goal by Musa! And he answers the call. The senior heading to Quinnipiac, the future MAC conference prospect right there, taking advantage of it, breaking his man forward. Presnall doesn't go down the line. Musa says, I'm going to go down right down the middle.
And that was huge for Highland Park in terms of momentum. Woodlands stepped out to a 3-goal lead, which is their largest lead of the day, and then Musa answers right away.
Seniors showing up, just like we mentioned previously. That face-off goal brought to you by Newmark. Oh, Musa looks to rake it, doesn't realize he went forward with it. Hockey by Highland Park. It's going to bounce right to the Highland Park Scots.
Impressive job again by the sophomore, Ben Boyer.
And Harris Sands with a heady play ready to be ready at the top of the box, gets the GB, and the Scots maintain possession as they look to work the ball down the side. And they're looking to cut this lead. See what happens here. Again, initiating from behind the cage looks like is where they've had the most success. First time it looks like they're going to start to lean on some of the attack unit, but as the ball swings back up, pull initiation on the sweep here. Down the righty alley, skip past the little wing, but it's deflected.
Great stick.
Wow. Great job getting the stick in the lane right there. Elijah Porter. Oh, but it's picked off by Highland Park again. But the ball bounces right back to Porter. And Porter's going to try to show some calmness here as the Highlanders get set up and they're clear.
And it looks like Abel was thinking about maybe coming out again and opted not to.
And quick press there, realizing that they don't have it. And the Woodlands comes back on the offensive. Jack O'Rourke dodging inside, trying to take it himself. He does it, he shoots it, he scores! And you can celebrate that one. Another press outside. O'Rourke says, no way. S-dodge underneath. Very, very nice play right there by Jack O'Rourke. Solid stuff right there.
High IQ play by Jack O'Rourke there. He could feel that defenseman sucking out and really took advantage of that space and was able to get an S-dodge and come underneath to finish. Got that fake, got Abel going high, and then put it low.
And the Woodlands takes their lead back to 3 with just over 4 minutes left here in the third here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Let's see if Musa is going to try to answer the bell again as he gets ready to dig in against Presnell. Presnell's going to go back with it, wins it to himself, and heads up the right side.
Well, he could be feeling it.
Looking to press there a little bit.
Smart
Nicely
decision.
handled right there by Kaletsis. Thought about it.
I think he was going to try and show up the moves.
Yeah, I think he was trying to do the same thing.
Then opted for a higher IQ play.
Yeah, the sophomore having some senior-like thinking, being patient on that one. Nice backdoor win by him, though, as O'Rourke looks to test. And the ball will swing back over to Kaletsis. Kaletsis on the initial. Draws the short stick. Redodging into the middle of the field. Highland Park doing a good job keeping the front door shut.
He does a really impressive job on his staircase and bouncing when that slide comes while protecting his stick.
For those of you that don't know, the staircase dodge is a shot saved by Abel and a quick re-attack by the Scots.
Beautiful outlet.
The zigzag dodge mentioning, kind of like climbing a flight of stairs.
Which
he
we
goes
did
in
earlier.
and out, which is exactly, yeah, there we go. Yep, we did. We climbed a very large flight of stairs here. I was not ready. I should not have had that big brunch. So Highland Park's going to take the ball behind near GLE. Shot and a low tracking shot saved by Crum. Crum looking up, and here come the Woodlands.
That was just an impressive handle by Paxton Smith, even getting that shot off there.
Yep, low pass towards the knees, does a good job tracking it, but the Woodlands is going to turn it over, and here come the Scots again, trying to cut down this Woodlands lead with 2:20 left here in the first. Excuse me, third. They finally fixed the graphic. There we go. And Iverson's going to take the ball back. Really trusting Iverson on the short stick invert behind as they get some two-man action. Pass towards the middle, but it's going to go wide. And good job by Highland Park trying to prevent the over and back, but the ref's not having it. And here comes the Woodlands again on the attack. Crouch with the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that defenseman made contact when the ball had already crossed the midline.
Yep. And Starkey holding it down for the Highlanders. The senior noticing the matchup on Iverson, the short stick offensive midfielder. Taking it from the righty wing, has nothing but swings it back over. Kaletsis with the ball now on the lefty wing. Looking to work a little two-man action.
Oh, nice swing pick.
Yep, there it is. Pass out in front to the righty wing. Hit shot and a goal. Sloan Walker Stewart with the hitch and the go. Nicely done. Two-man by Kaletsis. Swings it over to Sloan Walker Stewart. Nicely executed by the Highlanders.
Yeah, Stewart does an excellent job freezing that defenseman on that hitch and was able to put that far, low and away.
Largest lead of the day for the Highlanders. 9-5 now. 1:21 left in the third. And let's see if the Scots can start to lean on their big senior again, the Quinnipiac commit, Frank Musa. See if he can get the possession for the Scots. Digging in, little tie-up here.
I think this is our longest tie-up we've had all day.
Wing unit trying to find the butt end.
Oh, nice little counter by Moose.
Up. They're going to call a little bit of...
Point in both directions.
He did, yeah. I don't know what that was. A little okey-doke on that one.
Get your guns out.
Yeah, seriously. Pistols. He's playing defense out here, but he's going to give the ball to the Highlanders. They're going to come back down with the ball on offense. And they're going to swing it over to O'Rourke. And he's going to look to maintain some possession here for them and get their offensive personnel on the field. And O'Rourke draws the short stick matchup, taking his man where he wants. I'm trying to find that guy wearing one again there, Dalton.
Oh, he's inside. He's in the inside. He's actually quarterbacking it right now. I'm seeing him putting his hands up. Looks like they're drawing something up, or the official might be picking up something on the field.
Yep, taking advantage of that leadership opportunity as O'Rourke looks to take his man to his right, and he does. Pass out to the wing. Nicely done by the Highland Park Scots, but it looks like they're going to draw a flag as the pass goes back up to the lefty alley, initiating again.
Yeah, it didn't seem really egregious, but one of the sticks must have caught him in the face.
Yep. as that Aaron stick check ends to land. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors here at Wood Forest Bank Stadium. The Woodlands 9, Highland Park 5.
We've done both, new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at SUL.com today.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome. Stay focused and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And welcome back to Wood Forest Bank Stadium here in Houston, Texas. The Woodlands leading the Highland Park Scots 9-5. That break in the action brought to you by Onion Creek in Houston. Well known for their club sandwich, I'd say, Coach Jernigan.
Yeah, a colleague of ours is a big fan of that. So apparently that's the best club sandwich in the entire city of Houston.
And for those of you looking for sponsorship opportunities, please feel free to contact the Game On Sports Network, as we'll be happy to read these ads as we go through the action. Looking to start the fourth quarter here. And Dalton, you gotta think some of the defensive adjustments that they've made, now it just seems to be a matter of the offensive opportunities for the Scots.
That's correct. It's been a little stagnant, I think, on the offensive end. Really look for them to get – they just got to swing the ball faster. They need to get the Woodlands defense rotating so they can catch some of them off guard on a bad approach.
And as you can see, it's kind of like a tit for tat. The Woodlands goes with a 10-man. Highland Park tried to do their 10-man, and unfortunately the senior heady play by Cooper Starkey takes advantage of the open netter, and that's what gets the lead to 9-5. And the Woodlands.
Looks like they're getting that three-man wheel.
Yeah.
They
Shot.
had success at that.
Looks like he hit his own teammate. Ben Abel's going to back it up for the Highland Park Scots. Solid job by him in the cage today, as they're looking to clear the ball now. Looks to
like
get the
Woodlands
back.
getting back in the 10-man. They've had a lot of success at that today.
Trying to beat the press by Abel over to his defender. Attempt shot goes high, but backed up by the Scots. Another good way to break the 10-man right there.
Best way to bust it.
The goal is open, so if you do shoot it in the general area of the goal and you have an offensive player ready to back it up, you will maintain possession. A lot of people like to say just aim for the crossbar.
And smart play by Harris Sands backing up that shot.
And Parker Harris is going to hold it in the corner until Coach Brown gives the okay. Woodlands looking to double it as they're still man down. But now they're released, so they're back to even strength. And they move the ball back down behind the goal. Quinn Gordon taking his chance. Pick coming on the righty wing. Nothing doing there. Sweep and Gordon shot into goal! Takes it off the pick. They stay with. He gets a little bit of a step. Shot on the run to the off-stick location right by Crum.
Yeah, the future Tiger does an excellent job just utilizing that speed. And right there, that's actually a time where you want to drop your hands and shoot it sidearm. As you can see, that defenseman had to stick up. So it wouldn't have made sense to go over the top. That stick probably would have disrupted that shot. high IQ by Quinn Gordon, dropping his hands, putting that low and away.
And the Scots cut the lead to the Woodlands lead to 3 as Musa digs back in to try to win this faceoff for him. And he does. Right forward with it. Taking it himself. Shot just over the goal. Backed up by the Scots. I tell you what, seems like they're giving him the green light all day long.
Well, and it was a real smart shot by Frank Musa. He's taken the last 3 low. He scored on that, mixed it up. I think he even had Kroom dropping there just a bit high.
And the mention by the coaching staff for Highland Park, Frank not only just faces off, but they do lean on him and trust him for the offensive opportunities as there's a pass inside, but the Woodlands is going to gobble it up. Pass back to the top, shot, and it goes in!
Oh.
Ball movement by the Scots right there, as now they cut the lead back down to 2, just over 10 minutes here in the fourth.
And that's what they have to get back to doing. They got to flip the field. They got to swing the ball. Great job by Parker Addison driving it, hitting that skip pass. Harris Sands didn't have his hands free, did a really high IQ play where he pulls that out instead of forcing a shot, moves it forward to get that layup.
And the sophomore Paxton Smith with the step down. Again, every time we get a nice hard shot in front of the goal, that goal is going to be brought to you by the Houston Coyotes. Like we've mentioned in the first, make sure you shoot it like a man. Well, violation by the Woodlands. That's going to be the first one of the day. Haven't seen too many of those.
No, both face-off personnel has been very disciplined at the X. Or actually, in this case, the Apple for the Conroe Apples.
And for those of you just listening in that are still new to the sport of lacrosse, you're allotted 3 violations a half, and that's going to be the first one for the Highlanders. 3 strikes and you go down a man. As the Scots look to continue to cut down on this Highlander lead.
Watch this big little setting up Addison's strong hand.
Addison with the ball. Harris swings it over. Pass back to the inside. Shot and high. Taken on that righty wing by Duncan Ezekiel.
And that was a great job setting up that 2-man. Unfortunately, B-Rap came back to where the defense just rotated from. So it's tough to find one of those opportunities, that soft spot in the defense.
And Coach Brown yelling for Parker Harris to take the ball again off the end line. 2-man again. Blowing up the pick. Nope, no flag yet. The official reaching in for his pocket, still hasn't called it. It's going to be a no call. Pass back to the middle of the field. Shot and a save by Crum. Nicely done by him to track that one down. Solid look in front of the net by the Scots. And here come the Woodlands on the clear. Correction, Parker Addison with that initial move on the 2-man. Trying to generate some offense.
Donovan Riley with the takeaway there.
Nicely done with the check right there. And the Scots back through their clear. The Highlanders thought about the 10-man. Crum was creeping out.
Oh, Woodlands got away with that one.
Yep, ref missed that. I believe it was Crouch chasing the ball carrier down for the Scots.
And as a coach, a good rule of thumb always is, you want those attackmen to give up right at that 40.
Shot and a goal by Highland Park, and there it is. The lead gets cut to 1. Quick on the offensive right there by the Scots, trying to do the same thing the Woodlands was doing to them in the first half, as I believe Quinn Gordon takes it upon himself.
Yeah, Quinn Gordon, I think, is really getting a lot of confidence after that first goal. He swept over the top. He's got the hot hand right now for the Scots.
We got ourselves a game brewing here now. Just under 8:30 to play in the fourth. Woodlands 9, Highland Park 8.
And the big difference we're seeing here in the fourth quarter is the Highland Park Scots are playing with more urgency on the offensive end.
And Musa tied up again with Presnell. Loose ball. Anybody's rock right now. Musa looking to get low, and he does, but it's taken away for him briefly. And here, again, another check. Leaves the ball on the turf, but here comes Riley. Pass to the middle to Musa, goes wide, and there's going to be a flag down.
Yeah, I think they're going to call him with that one-hand check there.
So it looks like turnover there, but
Highland Park's going to have a free play here.
Yep. because there's a flag down and the Woodlands did not get possession of the ball, the Scots will have an extra free play, kind of like the offsides. A little Aaron Rodgers action for you right there. Sweeping to the right. Oh, shot goes wide, but it's okay because the Scots will have their extra man opportunity as Coach Brown sends out his extra man unit.
And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, it's a little dark up here. We got our own little darkness retreat.
I know. Maybe we'll have to do some reflecting after this broadcast. I don't know. And they're going to send out their extra man unit once again for the Scots. Duncan Zekiel, the sophomore, is going to start with it in the corner. No shot clock issues here, so we're going to go right back into it.
And if I'm Coach Brown, I'm putting Quinn Gordon. He's had the last 2 goals on the inside to roll him off, see if you can get his hands free.
Quick little wheel by the Scots. Swinging it over. Addison had something. Shot to the corner. Oh, and it's deflected by Kroom, tracking it the whole way. Shot by Sands.
I think he took that one off the bicep.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of a flesh wound there.
Simply a flesh wound.
Exactly. See if he gets better. And here comes Addison with the ball. On the wheel with the seal. Ooh, shot just misses the corner. Nice little pick play there. The seal on the wing by Addison.
And that was very similar to the first goal we saw. Crafty seal by Parker Addison.
Yep. Tempted shot there by Ezekiel. Swings it back over. Step inside. Shot. Oh, and it just goes wide again.
Had some heat on it.
Solid attempt right there by Paxton Smith. And here comes Addison again with the ball. Looking to make something happen. As they break even, shot pass inside for a goal. And we have a tie game. Wesley Iverson with the C cut on the inside for the finish.
And what really opened that up is you saw the Woodlands actually go to shut off Quinn Gordon. They knew he's the hot hand. He's had the last 2 goals. And Wesley Iverson does an excellent job getting his C curl in the inside and is able to put it in the back of the net.
And it looks like Coach DeMayo wants to talk to his team, so he's going to call a timeout. 9-9 here in the 4th, just over 6.5 to play. We'll be right back after one of these messages.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Goals.
And the senior, like we've mentioned before, the stellar senior classes between the Woodlands and Highland Park, Frank the Moose, as they call him, answering the call for the Scots.
The moose to the goose.
There you go. Absolutely. And you can see some of the Highland Park faithful here really celebrating that last one as Coach DeMayo looks to his senior to try to bounce back, but it's going to be a violation on Highland Park. And the Woodlands will get the ball on offense. O'Rourke trying to get the ball, but he's denied as they swing it over to Sloan Walker-Stewart. Back to Starkey. Starkey looking to initiate on the short stick down the lefty alley. Throws it forward. Crouch with the survey. Has nothing. Over to Koletsis. Koletsis looking to use a two-man here. Initiating down the right. Gets a little path inside. Oh, slide right to the head as he slips. Flag's going to be down. The Scots do not get possession, so free play here for the Woodlands as they look to try to potentially equalize it here as O'Rourke takes it down the lefty alley.
Yeah, those trips are always frustrating. They're usually accidental, but unfortunately a trip's going to be anything that's going to inhibit their forward progression.
A little bit of a bang-bang play there as Koletsis is going to use another two-man from Starkey. Draws it, throws it forward, though. As we swing it back over to Crouch. Crouch, lefty take, shot wide. And it's going to be backed up by the Highlanders. Coach Colburn over there in the corner trying to catch that one.
That footwork's pretty impressive still.
Yep.
Hence why he's in the Hall of Fame.
We're just mentioning Coach Zach Colburn, 3D lacrosse coach for the 3D Texas Club, assistant coach for the Division II varsity program, I believe. All-American at Penn. Team USA player. As the Woodlands starting their extra man opportunity. Koletsis looking for a fake hard carry, doesn't get anything. Swings it back to the wing. Back down to X.
They've really looked to try and generate offense on their EMO by working that bottom corner and generating a 2v1 uneven situation.
Just ticking under 4:45 is a pass inside, but it's checked away by the Scots defense there. Nice cut on the inside, but the Scots defense all over it.
Even more impressive on that look-off pass that Sloan Walker.
Errant pass picked up by Koletsis. Looking for a pass on the inside. Shot. Oh, but it bounces over the goal, and it's backed up by Abel. The Woodlands had it, and it looks like they're going to give it to the... Nope, the ref having a little bit of an issue there, but yeah, they're going to give it to the Scots. Koletsis intercepted it, hit his LSM in stride, and we hate to say it, but sometimes that's why they play defense.
Yeah, I think he just, was a little too focused on cradling, dropped his hands. And when you're a pole, you have that extra 3 feet. Don't be afraid to rip that thing a little sooner.
Woodlands looking to double here, taking advantage of the sub-game opportunity. Ball's going to be errant at the feet of his teammate.
But he makes up for it.
Yep.
Great takeaway check.
And there it is. The Woodlands is going to maintain possession. And I believe there's going to be a timeout called by the Scots. They want to try to put something together to ride this back. Coach DeMayo is going to talk to his clearing team here. And we'll see what happens. I got to imagine with Highland Park potentially, Dalton, I mean, going back and forth, like we said, the whole tit for tat. We had the 10-man a little bit. Do you think the Scots come out in theirs?
I do not think so because they've only thrown it in once. They got burned on it. They're up by 1. I think they're going to play it a little safe.
Yeah, yep. And I would imagine that Coach DeMayo is going to look to potentially burn his last time out if they do get the ball on offense. But if they don't, I got to imagine it's either 3, 1, or 6 they're probably going to utilize there.
Absolutely. Chemo and Starkey have had a lot of success. 2 of the fastest guys on the field. Look for the Woodlands to initiate with those 2 individuals.
And it seems to be at the specialty area here, too. You got senior versus sophomore. You got Ben Abel in the pipes for the Highland Park Scots. You got Steele Crum, who's been doing a stellar job tracking a lot of those tough angle shots. And at the middle of the field, obviously, we've mentioned him a countless amount of times today, the senior Frank Musa against Asher Presnell, the sophomore for the Woodlands. So post-goal, I could imagine there's still going to be some intensity there in the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
And as we come back out of this timeout, Scots
in the middle of the Conroe Apple.
Yep, exactly. There you go. The apple of their eye, as they say, I guess, right?
Quite the interesting choice of mascots.
Yeah, very, very interesting as well, I'd say. Education is key here in the Lone Star State, is what they say.
I mean, it matches pretty well with the C. You know, it fits kind of right in there.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sharp looking. So, and now
if you're a big apple guy.
Apple a day, right?
Keeps the doctor away.
And there it is. As the Scots are looking to try to maintain this lead, their first lead of the day coming in the fourth quarter with a big assist by Frank Musa to Wesley Iverson. Both of those players not on the field offensively currently. As the Scots look to initiate, shot wide, backed up by the Scots. And Coach Brown calling for Brian Rapp to pick up the ball and start an initiation here on the short stick behind the cage. Starkey looking to defend, pass to the inside, shot, and a goal!
Harrison Sands throws in a little leaner.
Wow.
Gets on the drop.
Harrison Sands with the hands on that one. Nicely done by the lefty. Initiated by Brian Rapp. Look to the inside on that one. Taking advantage of the quick slide from the crease by the Woodlands. And Highland Park with, again, their biggest lead of the day. Their first lead coming at the start of the fourth quarter here. With just over 3.5 minutes left in the fourth, Highland Park 11, the Woodlands 9 here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. And it looks like they're going to call a violation on the Woodlands. That's going to be their second of the day.
Seems like Musa was successful in pleading his case there.
As Wesley Iverson is back on the field for the Scots. And Highland Park is going to look to continue to pad on this lead as Coach DeMeo pacing the sidelines, hoping that his Woodlands defense will give an answer. As Iverson heads back to the righty corner behind the goal, where he's been usually dodging all day. Two-man. Nothing happening as he continues to initiate. Pass back up top. Redodge. Pass back forward is deflected by the Woodlands. Elijah Porter again with the stick in the lane there.
I'll tell you what, Porter has showcased some excellent radar. That's got to be his fourth or fifth pass he's knocked down today.
Stick the octopus arm, as they call it. Oh, shot goes wide. And Porter, just as we mentioned, slides with a nice hard body and decides that he wants to put Addison right on the turf. Highland Park looking to keep continuing on the offensive, but it's picked off by the Woodlands. And here they come on the clear. Logan Bremner down to Kaletsis. Kaletsis knows he needs to make something happen here. Just over 2 minutes in the fourth as he goes inside. Shot, oh, but he's going to dive right into the goal mouth, and they're going to send it the other way.
Looks like Woodlands getting back in their 10-man ride.
And here comes the goalie out of the goal as Highland Park's looking to clear. But they get it up and out quick enough, and it's off. Showing a little patience here by the Scots. First time all day they haven't really had to be in a rush.
No, I mean, coming out of that third quarter when they really started to increase their urgency offensively, they're just playing with so much more confidence.
Yep.
You just see it in their swagger.
And Brian Rapp is going to dodge on the short stick, Cooper Starkey.
Although Quinn Gordon does not look happy down there.
Yeah, he does not. That is sure. For sure. And Brian Rapp again dancing behind the cage on Starkey. Starkey showed some help for the Woodlands all day. Offensively on the wing, helping out on defense now. But Highland Park is going to continue to try to maintain possession. It looks like there potentially could be a flag down right around the 15-yard line by the far side ref. But I don't know if the Woodlands is going to need it as we get just to a minute here left in the fourth. Woodlands slowly trying to come out of the cage to double. And Rapp's going to swing it back over.
Excellent job by Highland Park Scots on offense. Taking as much time as possible and really kind of using that shot clock to their advantage.
And the poise with the short stick there certainly catching the Woodlands napping. The Woodlands was up by 4, and it slowly slipped away from them with the Highland Park Scots fighting and clawing back, and now they're up by 2. And we have...
Looks like they're putting Ben Boyer out on the man up. It's pretty common. You'll see that. They get the lead. They want to use him as a safety, just like what you would in football.
The officials having the conversation with Coach DeMeo, it looks like, as they try to make some adjustments. Just under a minute to go here, 43 seconds exact in the fourth quarter here at Woodforest Bank Stadium for the Texas High School Lacrosse League Game of the Week. And the Highland Park Scots are looking to bury this one away. And the Woodlands pressing again behind the cage. Crum out of the goal. Highland Park electing not to shoot at the open net. The Scots having their, what I believe, best sticks on the field, as we have Ben Boyer, the sophomore LSM, on the offensive end. As the clock winds down, just to 15 seconds. Woodlands' last attempts here to try to create a turnover as we're just under 5. End of the shot clock there. And that's going to do it here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. The Highland Park Scots fighting back to cut a 4-goal lead by the Woodlands down. And they come out on top here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, 11-9. And Dalton, I got to say, nicely done by the Scots to not give up there.
Yeah, they did an excellent job. I think, Coach Brown dialed up some halftime adjustments. And really the big difference was getting the Highland Park Scots to offensively play with more urgency. And that was the difference maker.
Well, I'm Chris Herron alongside my partner in crime here, Dalton Jernigan. We'll be right back with a full game recap after a word from our sponsors. Well, thanks for tuning in today. Again, Chris Herron alongside Dalton Jernigan. Dalton, really action-packed game there. Highland Park, like we mentioned previously, cutting down that 4-goal lead. Got to give it to the senior, and especially Frank the Moose Musa coming up.
Absolutely. I think the sophomore did a good job in the beginning battling. Then once, Frank Musa really started to settle in, really dominated possession time in the second half, which allowed Highland Park's offense to get going as they increased their urgency in the second half.
Yep, and again, the one other thing that we should mention, too, is that sophomore and Kimo Koletz is coming up big for the Woodlands. Despite the loss today, really showed some promise offensively. I think you got to think Coach DeMeo's got to be happy about that one.
Yeah, if I'm Coach DeMeo, I'm going to be very happy with his ability to initiate on the offensive end and utilize his quickness and his overall speed.
Yep, so for those of you, again, joining us today, this is the Texas High School Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by Game On Sports Network. Throughout the rest of the season, I, along with my cohort here, Coach Jernigan, will be providing you all the action and the blow-by-blow of every game.
just lost the ball.
Well,
the other way, they scored.
The number of turnovers.
So long, San Diego.
You stay classy.
That's broken their momentum, right? And if we had scored one, I think we're one goal away from just like running away with it, right?
They need to be yelling from the sideline, value, value, value the freaking possession. It's way too many. You know, you're getting careless. You gotta handle.
It wasn't just those careless, right? Like,
yeah. Just roll the ball. Yeah, it's tough. Doesn't have to be.
Hopefully they'll learn from that.
But it's good. Yeah.
Get ready.
You got good.
You got a game.
I got really good film for them. So.
Yep. Right. A lot to learn.
You can't get too cocky.
You got to get some more shots off.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
It felt like he was fighting. Yeah. And then that's hard when they don't have the line.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
You don't know if you're too close or whatever.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, they should almost get the little chalk.
Mm-hmm. Or like spray painted or something.
Yeah, well, they got the temporary chalk. Yeah, that's really. I mean, that makes it tough. Because even if you go to the D1 schools, they have a logo. They have a line.
They do, yeah.
You never when they line up, for football, once you want that